long ago, before modern man and modern technologies, there was a village along the coast. And it was a beautiful village, and it was a successful village. The men and the women both worked, prospered. There was food, there were trees, there was fruit. It was a wonderful place to live. And in the village, there lived a young scientist, and his name was Vidoc. And Vidoc was respected among all of the elders of the village. He was respected among the medical personnel in the village. He was respected among the craftsmen of the village, the fishermen of the sea, because everybody knew that he was smart and hardworking and studied Earth and its natural occurrences. Well, as it turns out, the Doc decided one season that he would keep track of the ocean level. And over the course of just a few months, he realized that the ocean level was rising. And he took the somewhat minor changes in water level and extrapolated them out over time, and realized that if the water level was not corrected within a year or two, his village would be destroyed. The water would cause businesses to shut down, trees to die, leave craftsmen with no ability to do their work. And if this happened, he knew everyone would be miserable. So the Vidoc decided that he would take a ladle to the ocean and he would start removing water to lower the level. He also took his findings to the elder and the political people within his village, told them what he had found, and a grassroots movement was fired up, and everyone in the village that was available started to take their ladles down to the ocean. Now, the ladles were simple and crude because this was a long time ago, and they were made from local fruit trees. And so Vidoc, along with the elders, ordered that the fruit trees be cut down so that more ladles could be made, so that more people could have ladles, so that they could too remove water from the ocean to lower its level. And the more people came, the more they believed they were having an impact. And so they got together and voted that all men and women should get a ladle and should come to the ocean and remove water. Now, the craftsmen and the businessmen and some of the medical professionals in the village, they protested. They had employees, they had jobs, they had families. And so the men with the ladles and the women with the ladles decided that the hours of the businesses would be shortened and that the employees of the businesses would be forced not to work, but to come to the ocean with their ladle so that they could save the village. Some of the businesses, unable to produce, closed down and they boarded up. And still tirelessly, the villagers worked with their ladles to save the village from the rising ocean. As the people worked all day, some of the elderly were neglected and they were left to die alone at their homes, while their children and grandchildren worked tirelessly to lower the level of the ocean. This went on for months. And when the next season came, Vidoc noticed the level of the ocean had changed slightly. It had gone down. And so he used his limited data to project that the ocean would return to its normal level and would no longer threaten the village. And so the villagers decided to put down their ladles and to return to the village to pick up where they left off and to enjoy life once more. But when the villagers came back to the village, they found that all the stores were shut down, all the dining halls were gone, because the fruit trees had been destroyed. There were no sellers of fruit, and there were no craftsmen to make items to make the village continue to prosper. The village had been destroyed because Vidoc had said it would be destroyed by the water. Many, 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 many years later, the history of this village was found on tablets by a scientist that was at the same coast who was studying the impact of solar cycles on water level in the same region of the world. The moral of this story is obvious. No matter how many people believe that taking ladles to the ocean will drop its level, it will have no impact because it is beyond our control. And the only impact of groups of confused and misled people is business failure, economic destruction, and the death of a village to save it. God help us.